My beautiful people of planet Earth. Today, I got a special one for y'all. We're going to be diving into the sutras, the Yoga Sutras. This is like Yoga 101. This whole book, if you want to know what the whole lifestyle and philosophy of yoga is about, dive into the sutras, man. It's a good base, it's a good foundation to take in. It depends on the translation, but today we're diving into the translation by my boy Swami Satchitananda. I love that guy. He's great, man. He has a very simple way to explain yoga, which I think we need because these concepts can be they can be quite elaborate. They can be quite a little out there, I guess you could say. So we need to take those concepts of ourself and form that union in a simple way. And that's what my boy Swami Satchitananda is good at. So today we're going to be diving into how to deal with people, right? Because we all have to deal with people, whether it's at work, in our community, at our home, when we go to the store, online, whatever it is, man. We're in this collective tribe, Every day we're dealing with people, most likely. I mean, unless you're a hermit, you're going to be dealing with somebody, right? And how often does it happen where someone says something and it kind of doesn't really rub you the right way, Maybe they are a little passive aggressive. They comment on your hair, it doesn't look right. I don't know. Whatever it is, we've all been through it. We've had somebody upset us, right? Putting it simply, we've had other people that aren't quite on the wavelength that we're all one. They're not quite on the wavelength of love, that all is one. And they may say something that isn't exactly the nicest thing in the world. But the good thing is, with the right knowledge, with the right mindset, we can have the power to not let that affect us. Truly, anything that anybody does to us, we let them affect us. We enable, almost through our telepathic communication of speech from one brain to the other, we enable whatever they say or do to affect our state of peace, our state of being. So with the yogic mindset, we can keep ourselves in a state of peace, keep ourselves in a state of equilibrium, in a state of alignment, and not have contempt for others based upon their actions. So yeah, enough of me going into that. Let's dive into this passage. That's tough to say. Passage, shall we? That's a little bit of a tongue twister. So here we go. By cultivating attitudes of friendliness toward the happy, compassion for the unhappy, delight in the virtuous, and disregard toward the wicked, the mind stuff retains its undisturbed calmness. So let me read that one again. Four points, right? There's four kinds of people. It's obviously a generalization, but it's a good model. So let me read that again. By cultivating attitudes of friendliness toward the happy, okay, you want to be with happy people. Compassion for the unhappy, almost like, damn, it's not like pity, but it's like, I can tell that you're upset, so I'm gonna love you to the most that I can. Delight in the virtuous, so anybody that's doing good, feel happy for them. Don't be like, I wish I could be like them. That's negative energy. You feel happy for somebody's triumph. And disregard towards the wicked. So if somebody's being an asshole, if they're being evil, go the other way. Don't get involved in their stuff. Just that's them. They're doing them. You go that way, bro, and I'm gonna go this way. Okay. The mind stuff retains its undisturbed calmness. So here's a little explanation from Swami. Whether you're interested in reaching samadhi or plan to ignore yoga entirely, I would advise you to remember at least one sutra. It will be very helpful to you in keeping a peaceful mind in your daily life. You may not have any great goal in your life, but just try to follow this one sutra very well, and you will see its efficacy. In my own experience, the sutra became my guiding light to keep my mind serene always. I agree. I try to keep it in the back of my head. Who would not like serenity of the mind always? Who would not like to be happy always? Everybody wants that. So Patanjali gives 4 keys: friendliness, compassion, delight, and disregard. I'm going to say that again: friendliness, compassion, delight, and disregard. There are only 4 kinds of locks in the world. Keep these 4 keys always with you, and when you come across any one of these 4 locks, you will have the proper key to open it. What are the 4 locks? Sukha, dukkha, punya, and apunya. The happy people, unhappy people, the virtuous, and the wicked. At any given moment, you can fit any person into one of these 4 categories. When you see happy people, use the friendliness key. Why should Patanjali say this? Because even 4,000 years ago, there must have been people who were not happy at seeing others happy. True. Human nature. It is still the same way. Suppose some people drive up a big car, park in front of a huge palatial home, and get out. Some other people are standing on the pavement in the hot sun getting tired. How many of those people will be happy? Not many. They would be saying, "See that big car? Those people are sucking the blood of the laborers." We come across people like that. They are always jealous. When a person gets name, fame, or high position, they try to criticize that person. "Oh, don't you know that person's brother is so-and-so? Some strings must have been pulled." They will never admit that the person might have gone up by his or her own merit. By that jealousy, you will not disturb the other person, but you disturb your own serenity. Exactly. Those people simply got out of the car, walked into the house, but you are burning up inside. Instead, think, "Oh, such fortunate people. If everyone was like that, how happy the world would be. May God bless everybody to have such comfort. I will also get that one day." Make those people your friends. That response is missed in many cases, not only between individuals, but even among nations. When some nation is prospering, the neighboring country is jealous of it and wants to ruin its economy. So, we should always have the key of friendliness when we see happy people. Oh, got foam on my tongue. Got a mustache hair, sorry. Oh, man. And what of the next lock, the unhappy people? Well, Swami said people have their own karma. They must have done some wretched thing in the last birth. Let them suffer now. Right? Exactly. I guess that should not be our attitude. Maybe they are suffering from previous bad karma, but we should have compassion. If you can lend a helping hand, do it. If you can share half of your loaf, share it. Be merciful always. By doing that, you will retain the peace and poise of your mind. Remember, our goal is to keep the serenity of our minds. Whether our mercy is going to help others or not, by our own feeling of mercy, at least we are helped. Then comes the 3rd kind, the virtuous people. When you see virtuous, feel delighted. Oh, how great they are. They must be my heroes. I should imitate their great qualities. Don't envy them. Don't try to pull them down. Appreciate the virtuous qualities in them and try to cultivate them in your own life. And lastly, the wicked. We come across wicked people sometimes. We can't deny that. So what should be our attitude? Indifference. Well, some people are like that. Probably I was like that yesterday. Am I not a better person now? They will probably be all right tomorrow. Don't try to advise such people because wicked people seldom take advice. If you try to advise them, you'll lose your peace. I still remember a small story from the Panchatantra, which I was told as a small child. One rainy day, a monkey was sitting on a tree branch getting completely drenched. Right opposite on another branch of the same tree, there was a small sparrow sitting in the hanging nest. Normally, a sparrow builds its nest on the edge of a branch so it can hang down and swing around gently in the breeze. It has a nice cabin inside with an upper chamber, a reception room, a bedroom down below, and even a delivery room if it's going to give birth to a little one. Oh yes, you should see and admire a sparrow's nest sometime. It was warm and cozy inside. Its nest and sparrow peeped out, and seeing the poor monkey said, "Oh, my dear friend, I am so small. I don't even have hands like you, only a small beak. But with only that, I built a nice house, expecting this rainy day. Even if the rain continues for days, I will be warm inside. I heard Darwin saying that you are the forefather of human beings, so why don't you use your brain?" Build a nice small hut somewhere to protect yourself during the rain. You should have seen the face of that monkey. It was terrible. Oh, you little devil, how dare you try to advise me because you are warm and cozy in your nest? You are teasing me. Wait, you will see where you are. The monkey proceeded to tear the nest to pieces, and the poor bird had to fly out and get drenched like the monkey. This is a story I was told when I was quite young, and I still remember it. Sometimes we come across such monkeys, and if you advise them, they take it as an insult. They think you are proud of your position. If you sense even a little bit of that tendency in somebody, stay away. He or she will have to learn by experience. By giving advice to such people, you will only lose your peace of mind. Is there any other category you can think of? Patanjali groups all these individuals in 4 ways: the happy, the unhappy, the virtuous, and the wicked. So have these 4 attitudes: friendliness, compassion, gladness, and indifference. These are 4 keys. These 4 keys should always be with you in your pocket. If you use the right key with the right person, you will retain your peace. Nothing in the world can upset you. Remember, our goal is to keep a serene mind. From the beginning of Patanjali Sutras, we are reminded of that, and this sutra will help a lot. It's great, right? It's really simple, but very useful. And it's essentially, what it's doing is it's allowing us to keep our positive energy, keep that serenity of the mind, keep our calm coolness, our state of nirvana, some may say, of the mind. Not let anything disturb us, because truly, there's nothing that can disturb us. That's a sense of awakening. When you realize that truly, easier said than done, obviously, but truly, there's nothing from the outside world that can disturb your peace. The ultimate truth is nothing can disturb your peace. Obviously, like I said, easier said than done, right? You can't just think that and it happens. We have to train our brain. We have to train our bodies and our being to be like that. But I believe it. It's pretty easy to see. It's pretty easy to feel that way. Truly, we are the arbiters of our own mental destiny, right? If that makes sense. We are the ones who truly direct how we feel. And anything from the outside world that you think affects you is just you're letting that affect you, right? And people, dealing with people, it's a tough one, man. We all have to do it. There's some assholes. There's some definite assholes in the world. We all know that. But that's their problem, right? If anybody's wicked, if anybody's being a jerk, ultimately, in the scheme of things, that's their problem, right? Because they don't know the truth. They don't know that love is the truth. They don't know that all is one. They don't know that this entire reality is made of energy, and that with every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction. So them being an asshole and a jerk, whatever they do or say, is ultimately going to come back to them in this life or the next or the next or the other one or millions, for whatever it is. They're building karma. So ultimately, the wicked, they're doing themselves a disservice. Don't get involved. Don't get sucked in. Let them do them. And anything else that Satchidananda described was just a way to stay on that positive wavelength. So you don't let negative energy, so you don't let inertia into your being. You stay sattvic. You stay serene on the wavelength of peace, happiness, love, man. Truly, we all have the power. You have the power. I have the power. We all have the power to dictate how we feel. Truly. Other than that, man, I don't think I really need to say much more. Keep that in the back of your head. Those 4 qualities. The 4 types of people. Obviously, it's a generalization, but I think it's a pretty good model, man. And like you said, do you think you can imagine any other kind of person and how they act in those generalizations? Is there any other kind of way that people act, and how would you act toward them? It's a good thing to ponder. Other than that, I don't got much else to say. I don't want to make this one too long. I highly recommend everybody reads the sutras if you want to know a little bit more about yoga philosophy, but I'm probably preaching to the choir here. You guys have probably already read the sutras, hopefully. Yeah, if not, dive into it, man. And I recommend this translation. My boy Swami, he's the man. Look him up. Good talks online as well. Yeah, other than that, peace out. Namaste.